Shalom, giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Harakah Kodash. Give our honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and the house of David is rising. Back at you with another lesson. In this case, it was a vision, still quite fresh in the mind, and it's been a while since I've had a vision on spiritual power, and I'm going to see if I can break what I can remember, see if I can bring it out in this lesson. And in time, sometimes you get a gist of your vision, you remember a gist of it, and they come to you a little bit more fully throughout the duration of time. But what I can remember, this is the first thing that comes to mind. This is the best that I can do at this moment as far as giving you a visual, Akim. This here is one so-called superhero, which we know all superheroes go back to the prophets, the mighty men in the Bible, David's mighty men, Joshua, King David, Elijah, Elisha, Samson. All the mighty men are in the Bible, and many others too. So Gideon too. All them books are full of action-packed, which a lot of them were judges, prophets, mighty men. So here's just a visual, and I'm gonna see if I can let you in on it as we go through this video, what I can remember. And there's a word that stuck out with me that I remember while I was in the vision, a particular word, and when I woke up. And we're going to get in the word and some words, and we're going to get into some precepts, Lord willing, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yeshua. So this word here stuck out with me. I just tapped in euphoria. What is the meaning of euphoria? Euphoria, a feeling of well-being or elation. Feeling of well-being or elation, especially one that is groundless. And you can guess that. Yes, we was flying. I was flying, and that word euphoria. Let's see if we can break it down. Especially one that is groundless. Yeah, and I was floating, and I was doing the flying thing going on. So we know the scriptures go into that too. Talks about they shall rise up as wings as eagles. So disproportionate to its cause or inappropriate to one's life situation. Inappropriate to one's life situation. Here's some more on the word euphoria. And thinking back and remembering, I always used to have what they call today nightmares. And those nightmares sometimes they were so vivid. They were so vivid you could remember them so well. What they call nightmares, and they used to do, they used to as a youngster. When you're young, you're full of imagination. But it's nothing new. Me having visions now as a grown up now, I know what they are. They go back to the scriptures. What it talks about in Job, in a vision of the night. When deep fall is upon man, the Most High puts you in a coma or a sleep and gives you your assignment through your vision, your dream. And also in Joel, talks about visions. They shall dream dreams and see visions. The ability to see into the future, what is about to take place. This is nothing new. And this word we're looking at here is euphoria, is an expression. This is the only word that comes to mind through this vision. So it wasn't what you call a nightmare. Although there was experience or effect of pleasure or excitement, an intense feeling of well-being. And we're going to get into it. Just looking up this word first. Setting the groundwork. And happiness. Certain natural rewards and social activities such as aerobic exercise, and I talk about that in some of my talk about exercise or moderate exercise in some of my after hour videos after I've done a little workout, because you do get a feeling of euphoric. There is a euphoric feeling that comes over you, and it won't compare, no doubt, to when we get those spiritual power in the kingdom. It won't compare, but on a lower level, yeah. Aerobics, I don't do that. I'm not into that, but yeah, jogging, marathon jogging, I'm into that. I'm into the jogging. I do what I do, not in vain, but it's all for a reason. I don't take no form of painkillers, because some people talk about painkillers and Nurofen and anidine, and those things, man, they can give you a form of euphoria, but we know they're left hand side. Synthetic euphoria, not real. But exercise gives you the real euphoria, yeah. And you do have a feeling of you do have like a halo around you. You can feel like there's a halo around you of euphoria. Listening to or making music and dancing can induce a state of euphoria, right? That is true. That is true. And musicians will tell you that the same thing too, and dancers will tell you the same thing too. So, another word. What is the best synonym for euphoria? Cloud nine, right? Ecstasy. Yeah, some people who take those left hand they're illegal, they are. Ecstasy drugs will tell you they feel that elatedness, the ecstasy. So these are just the words. Cloud nine. Oh, he was on cloud nine. Ecstasy, elatedness, elation, exhilaration, heaven, high. He was high. Intoxicated. Right, so some of those things like paracetamol, that's why some people have overdoses, because they want to get high or go into heaven, the synthetic heaven. Yeah, ecstasy, cloud nine, heaven, high, intoxicated. Yeah, and that's why people that smoke weed or take left class A drugs, class B drugs, because they're chasing the dragon, trying to get the first hit that they had at the very first time. That's why it's called chasing the dragon. You could never get the same again. So they become hooked. That's how people become hooked on getting high. And exercise, that could make you get high. Like I say, and I'm talking about moderate exercise, not extreme sports, but moderate. Can give you a high, but it's natural. If you look into the benefits of jogging or moderate exercise, some people talk about aerobics. I'm not into that, but a lot of women do that. They'll tell you they get a feeling, that feeling of euphoria, like a bliss feeling, as it says here, cloud nine. Just like some of those synthetics will give you those, fake hits. They're fake and they're synthetic. But back to my vision. Why I'll keep bringing this up. It's the best image that comes to mind. Black Bolt, the so-called superhero. Yeah, and the vision I was in. The Most High gave me a sneak peek of what it felt like to be in a new body. Let me just put it like that. Through that vision I had, the Most High gave me a sneak peek. That's why the word came up in my mind like euphoria. It was euphoric. Just like if someone lets you try, or you go to a shop and you're trying a piece of trainers, some of them nice, good fitting trainers that fit right, and you try them on, and you wish you could take them, but this is what it basically was. The Most High let me try on in the vision. That's the only way to put it. Lord willing, I can break it down a bit more in detail a little bit later down the line. What other things He's revealed, because it wasn't no small. It was a long vision. I remember it was long. A lot of things was going on, but I do remember having a body. And don't look at all this outfit. We wasn't wearing no leotards or none of that. But it's more a combination of those Russian icons, those kind of images, a combination of Russian icons with spiritual power, but just to give you a better visual, I'm trying to give you this one here. Because if you know anything about Black Bolt, he's charged with pure energy, pure radiation. He's charged, and he has a lot of powers and physical powers, or what they call it, superpowers or spiritual powers. He has a lot, but we're just going to use him as an example. He's charged with energy. He can fly, or as you see what he's doing here, he's levitating, full of power, energy, radiation charging him. And even if he opens his mouth, if you ever saw any of those cartoons, and I think they've got a little series that they made with him in it, which didn't do him any justice, didn't do the character any justice. But his ability, if he opens his mouth, he's so charged and powerful, he can level a whole village. So he's very, very powerful. So I was there looking at my new body the Most High gave me, and he let me look at it and try it on. And I was looking in the mirror, like if you're putting trying on a garment, and you look at it, which it was it was beautiful actually. Like I say, it was euphoric, and I was able to just grow. There's some superheroes that can grow, and we're gonna get into that precept too. Yeah, grow in stature. You know, Ant-Man, he can grow in stature, he can shrink in stature. And I remember expounding higher, at least a couple of feet taller, looking in the mirror, and I saw but just with a spiritual body, man. Best way to say it. And expounded. So I was hench or buff, as they say. And I wasn't gonna really go into it, but I said, man, since the precepts are there, I'm gonna have to break down some of these precepts, Lord willing, bring them out, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah. So that's the only visual, the best visual that comes to mind. It doesn't really do it justice according to the vision I had. Oh, let me remember too to say, I just knew that it was over for the E's. I knew it was over for them, and I wasn't in no rush. I knew in my mind, I could just take my time now and chill with my new body. And I was doing some moves. I was on some building, some high on top of a roof, and moving like my feet. If I explain how I felt, how the body felt, your feet felt light. You just knew you could float and fly away. You knew you could and I was moving on some high building, jumping, gliding, just moving swiftly, jumping, gliding. And I just knew that it was over for anyone that came mess about. And all my enemies, their days were numbered, and I was cool and calm about it. I wasn't banging heads together, not in that vision. I wasn't. I just knew I had time. So I was taking my time, and I was poised, and I was checking my body out, admiring it, looking at myself. Felt hench, but I felt light at the same time. Big, strong, but light-footed. And I just glide over things very, very subtly, very, very stealthily. So we're going to get into some precepts now, man. That's the best visual I can give you at this point. Maybe something else will come up down the line, just to do the vision more justice. There you have it. And there was a halo around my head, just like you see that halo around Black Bolt's head. Or if you look at some of the Russian icons, they have a halo around, as they say, it's very saintly. Halo, saintly look. Like I say, this doesn't do it justice, but it's the best at this point because I can do, man. So let's get into some precepts, man. The word stuck out with me, euphoric, and this precept and a couple of precepts stayed with me. 2nd Ezra 5:52 says, 2nd Ezra 5:52, he says, say unto her, wherefore, let me go. Say unto her, wherefore art thou whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before? But less of stature. So yeah, we've now, as time's gone on, yeah, as the book of Genesis 5 talks about how we used to live years and 100 years, 900 years, 800 years, 500 years in a lot of cases. And since then, we've just depleted in size and in stature, and our lifespans decreased too. But that's all going to come back as we're going to get into some precepts. Say unto her, wherefore art unto thou whom thou hast now brought forth like those that were before, but less of stature? And she shall answer thee, that thou were born in the strength of youth and of one fashion, and that they are born in the time of age, when the womb falleth. And otherwise consider thou therefore also that thou were less of stature than those that were before us. Yeah, Samson, all those prophets, Elijah, King David, Elisha, Moses, and all the other names that can't recall at this moment, but they all were greater in stature. Oh, even Adam. Yeah, Adam. Yeah, we were all formed from Adam. So men were taller, bigger, stronger in stature. But now, as it says here, consider thou therefore also how that we are less of stature than those that were before you, and so are they that came after you. Less, so depleted even less and less, than ye, as the creatures which now begin to be old and have passed over the strength of youth. So as time goes on, we get shorter and shorter and less strength, less in stature. No doubt. But yeah, man, we're gonna get into some of these precepts, and also there's some beautiful words that I think are very appropriate to look into. See if we can get into some of these words. There's another precept in Isaiah 58 and 6 says, is not this the fast that I have chosen, to loose the bonds of wickedness unto the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, that we break every yoke? Yeah, there was no in that vision, and these are the words we're going to look at. Yeah, break every yoke. There was no more yoke upon my neck. Right now, as we know, we're in chains of darkness. We're under the yoke of sin, the yoke of the flesh. So we've been let loose to loose. Right, let's get into this. Lord willing, through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shai. First of all, let's go to yoke.
Strong's H 4133. Motah.
Yoke, a pole by implication on a ox bow. Yeah, if you ever see them ox, or in some cases them big massive, what look like cows, they have a yoke on them, man, that keeps them going, keeps them plowing, keeps them in a certain position. And them yokes are horrible, man. They look horrible. They're heavy, as it says there. Implication on an ox bow, a yoke, literally or figuratively, bands, heavy. Steve's yoke. So yeah, we're gonna break them yokes. That's why I probably felt light when I was in that new body. I felt much lighter, despite the fact that I was much bigger, hench, and taller. I felt much lighter. So we broke free, man. Break. We want to break those yokes, those heavy yokes that are upon us.
Strong's H 5423. Nathak.
That ye break. Yeah, there we go. So when we get those new bodies, it's just like taking that yoke and just throwing it away, lifting off the yoke off of your shoulder. And for those of us that carry the rucksack. Sometimes I like to, when I do my jogging, I put rucksacks on, so you actually feel heavy. It's heavier and it's harder, especially if you run up a hill with a rucksack on, and then after you take off that rucksack, it's not easy going up a hill with a rucksack on, a heavy rucksack on. And some people know about weights, putting lead weights around you. Some people may even do that today. And remember, I used to wear heavy lead weights, playing squash with heavy lead weights. And when you finish playing squash with a heavy lead weight on, or swimming, or anything with weights on, when you take them off, you feel light. You feel like, yeah, I just feel like I can just move so much quicker. So yeah, you break away. It's just very similar with these bodies. When we take these bodies off, when Yahushua, as it mentions in 1 Corinthians 15, we can actually get into that too. You're going to feel much lighter when the sin is taken off the sin, which is the flesh, is taken off you. It's like to what? To draw away, to pull off. Yeah, you're going to pull off. It's like you're going to be taking off, man. Take off. To pull or tear away, yeah. When we get rid of this flesh, we're going to be tearaways. Yeah, rising up like wings as eagles, as it says in Isaiah chapter 40. To be drawn away, to be drawn out, to torn apart, to be snapped, yeah, snapping off those yokes, to be separated, tear apart, snap, to tear out, to tear up, to tear away. So when we tear off those yokes, it's going to be tearing it. We're going to feel much lighter, man, in a nutshell. Draw away. Enough said on that. Right, man. So really, that's really what I wanted to bring out on that. We're going to get into some more precepts. Let's read the rest of it, because it's really like when that yoke comes off you. The fast that I have chosen to loose the bands of wickedness under the heavy burdens, and to let the oppressed go free, that ye may break every yoke. Is it not to deal thy bread to the hungry, and that thou should bring the poor, that are cast out to thy house, when thou seest the naked, thou that cover him, and thou hide not thyself from thine own flesh? Then shall thy light break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth especially, and thy righteousness shall go before thee. The glory of the Lord shall be thy reward. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, Ba'ashem Okakwadash. We want to get into this word here. Thy righteousness shall go before thee, the glory of the Lord shall be thy reward. The break forth as the morning, and thine health shall spring forth, thine health. Right, because like I say, moderate exercise has an effect on you.
Strong's H 724. Arucha. And the form just below that. Arucha.
Here we have it here. Healing, restoration. Right, healing, restoration. Restoring to soundness, wholeness, literally or figuratively, health, made up, perfected. Right, them new bodies are going to be full of health and perfected. We're going to be perfected. Enough said on that. Wholeness, figuratively or literally. Figuratively, yeah, and I was whole, man. And yeah, if you got if you're doing any kind of workout and you feel that you want to check out your progress, what do? You look in the mirror, man. Is the six-pack coming out now? Is it showing? And that's what I was doing, and nothing was missing, man. Nothing was missing. I was whole. Yeah, soundness, wholeness, and I felt healthy. Like I say, euphoric health, made up, perfected. I was perfected. All power and praise goes to Yahweh Hashem Yeshua for just giving me a vision like that. You know, and if that vision is anything to go by, man, oh man, you're in trouble, E. You're in trouble. And like I say, I just took my time. I knew it was over for them, the enemy. I wasn't in no hurry.
Strong's H622. Asaph. Asaph.
So it's talking about the reward. The reward. To gather, receive, remove, gather in. Yeah, reward. Like I say, there's rewards to doing this work. The Most High, He's not unrighteous as to forget your work. Yeah, even though our righteousness is as filthy rags, the Most High still rewards us because He's not unrighteous as to forget the works that we do. So there's going to be a reward to gather, to collect, to gather an individual unto company of others, to bring up, to rear, take and take away, remove, withdraw, resemble, be gathered, to be gathered ones. Yeah, that there you have it. Gather, harvest, to take in, receive unto, regard, reward. Right. To gather oneself or themselves. So reward. The Most High gonna gather the reward. The ultimate reward is, as it says in Sirach 25, seeing the destruction of our enemies, man, and the lamentation of their women. That's the ultimate reward. But on top of that, still, Most High gonna reward you with new bodies, health, perfect health, healing. Yeah, perfected. So we was at 8. Let's carry on now. Then shalt thou call, and the Lord shall answer thou. Thou shalt cry, and He shall say, Here I am. If thou take away from the midst of thee the yoke, the putting forth of the finger and speaking vanity, right? That's what we gonna do that, right? His elect. And if thou draw out thy soul to the hungry and satisfy the afflicted soul, then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday. Last one. And the Lord shall guide thee continually and satisfy thy soul in drought. Right, they're talking about droughts now all over Pakistan, or I think it's India, and over in a lot of these countries. We had a drought over here in the European country, UK. And you got intense heat over there in certain states over there in America, and flash floods over there in a lot of these countries like Mississippi, Texas. People are dying, man. Homeless people don't coming out of there, what was once their house, and wading through the water, swimming in some cases, and drowning in a lot of cases. So there's a lot of death too. But the Most High says what? He shall guide thee continually and satisfy thy soul in drought, and make fat thy bones. In Isaiah 65 says that my servants shall eat, but they shall go hungry. My servants shall drink, but they shall be thirsty. So he's talking about his elect. And make fat thy bones, and thou shalt be like as a watered garden, like a spring of water, whose water fail not. Let that settle. Let that marinate. These are all the blessings. Like I say, Yahuwah, He's not unrighteous as to forget your works. These are the rewards. So here's another precept here. This is the deliverance from bondage. And this is just to give you an idea. The deliverance from bondage. Check this one out. Yeah. Does it not look like it's in a euphoric state? An euphoric state, elevated, high, in ecstasy. Yeah, not on no left hand side class B, class A drug ecstasy. This is a real reward of the Most High's blessing. New bodies, to be in a constant state of euphoria on the right hand side. Yes, man. Like I say, after a bit of moderate exercise, you can feel a little on a lesser level. You can feel euphoric, man. So this is what we got to look forward to. This is just gives you an idea, a visual, Akim. Let's get back to the precepts. because we won't get those rewards. Yeah, if we can continue and endure to the end, we can get those rewards. All his elect, and we're the hopeful elect. Right, man. Here's another precept here. Romans, get the dust off this one. Romans chapters 8 and 4 and 19 says, "For the earnest expectation of the creatures waited for the manifestation of the sons of God." Right. Yeah, all the creatures, the animals are saying, "Come on, man. Let's get this thing popping, man. Come on, Jake." Sometimes you can you can just look at them and you can see that, boy, they're fed up with the heavy yoke they're under with the ease, man. You know, the wicked of the owners of this planet. Job 9 and 24, the earth is given unto the hands of the wicked, but we're going to be in league with the animals. We're going to set them free, man. Totally set them free from under the wicked yoke, because what they do to the animals, we know what they do. They're very, very cruel, and a lot of them molest the animals. Yeah, the men and the women, a lot of them, they molest the dogs, and there's videos about that on YouTube, what they do with dogs. It's no secret what them Edomite men and women do with dogs. It's no secret. It's been documented. You know, abusing, molesting, you know, dogs and sheep. What else are they doing with horses? What else are they doing? Sick people. You understand? These people are sick, man. So yeah, man, that's why for the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope. Let's back to this one. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of God. So we're going to deal with these people that molest children, they molest animals, dogs, cats, horses, sheep, and they're waiting for us to be woken up out of this sleep state, so that we can set them free from that nasty way of the heathen. And Job even said he didn't even want them around his dogs. The ease. He didn't even want them around his dogs. Job chapter 30. And you know what they was doing to the dogs. And Job knew also. That's why he didn't even want them around his dogs, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, it is just for us to get spiritual power. It is just and righteous. For those that are going to get it, it is just for the power and spirit of Yahweh Shemashai. And if that vision's anything to go by, woo! Man, total state of euphoria throughout the whole of the kingdom. Yeah? Immortality forever. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption unto the glorious liberty of the children of God. Yeah, we're going to set them free. The Most High going to give us the key. Yeah, and we're going to look out for them. Any flipping and nasty heathens try and molest the dogs in our kingdom. That's it. You're out of there. Yeah, for we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. Yeah, man. And not only thy, but ourselves also, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of the body. Set free from these fleshly bodies, being able to levitate. Yeah, taking that heavy yoke off of us. That heavy yoke off of us. So we're going to set free from sin, as we looked at in Isaiah 58. Yeah? Does he look like he's under any kind of yoke? He's levitating, man. The infamous black bolt, which we know, you know, all these superheroes, like I say, they come out of the scriptures, straight out of the scriptures. Yeah, we're going to be levitating too. And many other things, unlisted things, off the chart things. Giving our praises to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai. Point is already made, man. Let's bring out this precept here. Another one. Yeah. Lord, deliver us men from misfold troubles. Manifold troubles. Yeah. That's the title of that one there. Man delivereth from manifold troubles. So we jump down to 13. Couple of precepts here. Then they cried unto the Lord. Yeah, he deliver us, man, from manifold troubles in their trouble, and he saved them out of their distress. He brought them out of darkness. Yeah, they're those chains of darkness, which are the flesh. They're described as chains of darkness, and the shadow of death, and broke their bands in he broke their bands asunder. Yeah, let's get into that one there. Let's get into that word. Bands. He broke their bands asunder. Nah, like I say, those bands they're no longer on me, man. If that vision is anything to go by, I broke the bands.
Strong's H 4147. Moser.
Which it is.
And second entry. Moser.
Bands. And we know the vision is a lot to go by. There we go. We apologize. We have experienced an unexpected error. We have collected the information about the error and forwarded it to the program staff. So, yeah, with the power and spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yeshua, fix the error. Fix it in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yeshua. Okay. Let's see if we can get this again. Take that off. See if we can get this from this one. See that, Satan? Okay, doesn't want to come up, doesn't want to cough up, but alright, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll carry on from my tablet. The word bands. So we're going to look at the word bands. I think the internet must be playing games at the moment. We'll see if we can get through it one way or another. Try again. Tap in the word. Alright, let's try again. Alright, let's try again here then. The internet decides when it wants to play silly buggers. Alright, so it's working on this one. 14, we're going to tap in, look at the word. I'll read it again in 14. Psalms 107 and 14 says, He brought them out of darkness and the shadow of death and broke their bands in asunder. The word bands.
Strong's H 4147. Moser.
Oh, here we go. Bonds. Band, bond. Here you have it, man. In a nutshell. Properly chastisement. Implication, a halter, figuratively restraint, bond. So yeah, all the power and spirit for the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai. This is what it looks like. Something to that effect. When you're no longer in the flesh, when you have broken the bonds of sin, as described in Romans. We're going to break the bonds of sin. Right, man. Giving our praises to Yahweh Shem Shai. Is it coughing back up again now? It's coughing up again. It's working again. So we're going to break the bonds of sin, man. Once again. We're going to break the bonds of sin, you see. That is what stays with me, that when I woke up, when I no longer felt as though the vision was still fresh in my mind, that I tried on a new body through the power and spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, man. As it mentions in Joel chapter 2, that they shall dream dreams, my old and young shall dream dreams and see visions. And also in Job, that was in Jonah, and also in no, that was in Joel, but in Job it talks about, as a matter of fact, let's refresh my memory with that precept. Let's get that one in Job. First of all, I'll go to my tablet. While you're looking at that, let's check this one out. It's been a little while yet. I don't want to butcher it. Right, here we have it. Job chapter 33. Matter of fact, let's pull it up on this. Job 33 and 14 says, For God speaketh once, yet twice, yet man perceive it not. Right. So when the Most High speak, man still not take no notice, right? As it goes on to say, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instruction, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. Yeah. So you have no idea the Most High is speaking to you via his angels, giving you instructions, right? That he may draw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. He keepeth back his soul from the pit and his life from perishing by the sword. Right, there you have it, man. There you have it. Back up in 15, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering upon the bed, he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. So that came from a vision that I had. Yeah, a vision that the Most High, what it felt like, the Most High gave me a visual of what it would feel like to no longer be a slave to the bonds of sin. No longer be a slave to the bonds of sin. Well, let's try again. Alright. To no longer be a slave to the bonds of sin. This is what he's talking about here. For the earnest expectation of the great creature waiting for the manifestation of the sons of God. Right, here's the point. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption unto the glorious liberty of the children of God. This is Romans 8:22. For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. And not only they, but also ourselves also, take your time, which have the first fruits of the Spirit, even we ourselves groan within ourselves, waiting for the adoption, to wit, the redemption of our body. Right, we waited for the redemption, man. That heavy yoke of sin, that fleshly body, we're going to be redeemed from that. Giving our praise to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai, and that is the vision that I got. Job chapters 33 and 15 spoke about that. In a dream, in a vision of the night, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, in slumbering, deep sleep falleth upon men, in the slumbering upon the bed, he openeth the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. So this is the dreams and the visions that we are thinking of right now with the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai, getting those new bodies. And yes, that vision has everything to go by, as we just looked at in Job chapters 33. Alright, man. So we've got Corinthians. This is the last one to end it off. Hit the ball out the park. Yeah? Home run. 1 Corinthians 15 and 41 says, there is one glory of the sun, and another glory of the moon, and another glory of the stars, for one star differeth one from another. Talking about what? Talking about those new spiritual bodies, man. When you break it down. Let's find it. Particular precepts we want here. First of all, 1 Corinthians. Right. And now we're going to jump down to 49. 49 makes the point clearly. And as we were born the image of the earthly, we shall also bear the image of the heavenly. Yeah. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of God, neither doth corruption inherit corruption. Behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump, for the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised up incorruptible. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai. For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must be put on immortality. That's the new body. Yeah, that's that new body that I was flexing in the vision. Most High let me have a little sneak preview of it, man. Having a new body. And it felt, if you want me to explain it or try to describe what it felt like, if you ask me a question, what does it feel like to be in a new body? Euphoric, as we looked at. It felt euphoric, high, elevated, heavenly. It felt heavenly. That's how it felt like. It felt heavenly, euphoric. Right? And that was just a vision, Akim. That was just a vision. Okay? It felt euphoric. It felt heavenly. Yeah? For this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. So then corruption shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality. Then shall there be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai. O death, where is your sting? O grave, where is your victory? Giving our praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai. To give me those visions, those visuals and visions. Yeah? And I want to say the water to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai for those visions, those visuals. And Lord willing, it was edifying. And through the power and spirit, if there's any more that I come up with that relieve to me throughout the duration of time, that recall back to mind, we want to see if we can break that down to through the power and spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yoshai. But that is the only way to describe it in a few words, in being in a new body. Till the next one, Akim. We out.